So we're doing this interview during Team Photo Day, Picture Day. Does this feel like elementary school too, like where you had to go get your pictures on Picture Day?
A little bit like that. It's fun to be out here with the boys though, and a lot of the guys, so it's their first picture day. They're super excited, so just see that excitement from them is fun.
It's probably though one of those milestones that you go through when you realize the season's coming and the first game's here. Like, oh, it's Team Photo Day already, and then you've got that next milestone. You kind of feel that way as we inch closer to the start of the season.
Absolutely, yeah. It just makes it feel so real, like we're just right around the corner. I mean, we're gonna blink and we're going to be kicking off against Portland State here before we know it, so can't wait to get it going.
What gets you excited about this upcoming season? I know there's a lot of things to be excited about, but you specifically, what excites you about the opportunity that awaits you guys this year?
I just think we still have so much to prove, given the circumstances of everything, how we ended last season and, some things this off season. We still have a lot to prove as a program and who we are and what our identity is, and go out and really prove again that we are a great team in this conference, and we're going to be competitive, and we're going to be battling to be in the Big 12 championship year in, year out. And so obviously that's our goal, is to make it and win a championship this year. But just being out there with my brothers and for the last ride, right, my last year here, and excited to just leave it all out there on the field with the boys.
Why is that emotion, that desire to prove people wrong, why is that something that athletes tap into so much? Why is that such a motivating factor?
That's a great question. I feel like it's kind of a conflicting thing because, from our end and personally, like, we have so much belief in ourselves and trust and confidence. And so when there's an outside entity that doesn't believe or doesn't trust your ability, it almost feels threatening, or it's like, okay, it makes you a little bit frustrated, or maybe some other emotions. And so you kind of want to be able to prove that to them. But Coach Kalani focuses with us too on not focusing so much on proving other people wrong, but proving ourselves right, and the things that we know that we're capable of and that we're striving towards, and doing that rather than focusing on the things outside. So
we were talking about you actually earlier today on BYU Sports Nation, and we're singing your praises, of course, how good of a player you are. But one of the things that I mentioned was you're always where you are supposed to be. You make the right play, you make the right reads. How much of that is study? How much of that is instinctual? Why are you always in the right spot? Because you always seem to be where you're supposed to be.
I think it's a combination of both things. In our safety room, being able to prepare week in and week out with Jay Hill, our level of preparation from a film perspective is, at a very high level. And it's when when the game comes around, when we're out there, we're very prepared for what we're going to see, and the tendencies and the patterns from an opposing offense. But also, I feel like from the moment I started playing football, I've kind of had those instincts and understanding pursuit angles, understanding where we're weak in defenses and where teams are going to try to attack. And so it's just one of those things that feels natural when you're out there on the field, to just know where you need to be and get there and take the right angle to get there, and you're always going to be in a position to make plays.
You play at a position that's pretty stacked, a lot of talent at that safety position. How good can that group be?
We can be exceptional. We've got a lot of great players in that room, a lot of guys who care a lot, not just about football, but about being excellent across all phases of life, and what it means to be a BYU athlete. And so really embracing that and being those guys who are all in everything that we do. I think we have a great ability to kind of lead and be an example to not only the rest of the defense, but the rest of the team in how we prepare and how we care about our success.
I know the fall camp's one of those weird things, because you want everybody to play well, because that bodes well for the season, but the defense wants to make sure that they play better than the offense, and vice versa. With that dynamic, talk to me about the offense and what you've seen out of the offensive side of the ball this year and going up against them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I played 2 years of offense, so understanding, Coach Roderick's system and the way that he designs plays, and We've seen a lot of new creative things, I feel like, in the run game. That's been really exciting. We have a great running back room and a lot of depth, a lot of talent in there. So, seeing some 2-back sets and a lot of stuff, including both LJ and Sione Moa, it's like having both those guys on the field at the same time is awesome. They're, great football players. And from our scheme, I'd say we do what we do best, right? We have kind of a bread and butter that Coach Roderick's always focused on, and we kind of specialize in doing that. And new wrinkles in getting to those formations to run those base plays. And our quarterbacks are all smart guys, and so they're able to move the ball down the field. So it's been good to compete with them every single day. Obviously, as you mentioned, right, we as a defense, we want to dominate, but if we do have a day where it's like, okay, we didn't dominate today, it doesn't really hurt our ego that bad, because it's like, okay, these are our teammates. Like, these are the guys who are going to be out there with us on game day playing against the other defense, and we want them to be great, right? It's one of those reminders where it's like, okay, it's a good thing that they had a great day today and they looked good. Obviously, we got to make the corrections we need to, but it's great to have that competition each and every day.
If they said you could play Portland State tomorrow, how quickly are you putting that helmet on, getting out on the field?
Oh, I'd strap it up in 10 minutes. Let's go. Give me a little warm-up. I'm ready to go.
Tanner, great stuff. It's so much fun to watch you play. Good luck the rest of camp, and good luck this season.
Thanks so much, Jason. Appreciate it.